program is brought to you by Windhoek Lager, the perfect beer after the perfect round. Windhoek Lager. Omea Golf Club outside Windhoek has become a very popular destination for South African golfers. Every year since 2016, the finalists in the Windhoek Lager International Pairs South Africa head to the Namibian capital for the first round of what has become the biggest amateur golf competition in Southern Africa. At stake, the opportunity to represent South Africa at the International Pairs Finals in Portugal in November.
The essence of the International Pairs is it is a competition for amateur golfers at club level to participate and gain the experience to play against teams from the rest of the world under tournament conditions. It is the closest that players will get to being a professional without being professional at the end of the day.
We came a long way from last year. We started our ladies division in South Africa this year. We also started it in Namibia, and there will be some ladies pairs at the international pairs in Penina, in Portugal. We've also started the invitational section, which is for potential license holders and invited guests and sponsors.
And now the concept is heading to the United States.
There are lots of club kind of events that people have in the States, but there's never been an event quite like this. So the USGA and all of them, everything is always geared to the top golfer. This is more geared to the club golfer, and it expands from a +5 to a 25 handicap. It doesn't matter. And it's a team event, and they on an equal playing field because it's a stable fit event, which makes it a lot of fun. And now it's just a matter of growing it in the States. It's amazing. It gives the club golfer basically a chance to compete at his local level, at his club level where he's really comfortable. And then you move him to his regional where he gets stressed a little more. And you know, by the time you get to finals like this, it's really exciting. You can already feel the vibe. And then obviously when they end up representing their club and their country at the main one in Portugal, it's interesting because they're getting to get the feel of what's it like to nearly be at a professional or play at a professional level without being a professional.
And Trevor Dodds, former South African Open champion, will head up the Windhoek Lager International Pairs program in the United States. A US team will take part in the International Pairs final in Portugal in November. Since Namibia's win in Penina last year, interest in the pairs in Africa has grown beyond expectation.
The Namibian win last year was huge. I don't think the players even envisaged what would happen there. Before we even left Portugal, we had players already asking when is the date going to take place. There's now a belief amongst the African countries that this is not only a stage for the best, it is a stage for the best in the world, but they can now go out and beat other teams that they believe wasn't possible before. We have a domination of Europe and the USA featuring in golf most of the time. And yeah, a small country from Namibia who's just got more than 1,000 golfers come and they win a world title. That is unheard of. And that's allowed a lot of other countries to start thinking, we can do this as well. We can have the light shining on us at the same time.
So it was with that incentive in mind that a record field for the Windhoek Lager International Pairs South Africa started their quest to earn a place in the finals in Penina in Portugal. After an exhaustive process in South Africa, where over 20,000 golfers took part in more than 300 tournaments, it had come down to this: 23 men's pairs, 8 women's pairs, as well as for the first time 2 pairs of disabled golfers. This is the pair of Johan Morrison and Davel Leroux for the Kuilsrivier Golf Club in the Western Cape. The shotgun start saw them start their round from the 9th hole, a 408-metre par 4. His chip for a 5-point eagle, and it rolls past Bartler Leroux's ball. He was lying 3 after a wayward tee shot. Now Morrison's putt for birdie. No, just fades to the left. A tap in for par, and they pick up 3 points at their first hole. Having started at the first, this is Nhlanhla Sizolwetu and Mpendlo Khadebe from the Darkies Golf Club, with a former on the tee. They struck out in the first, but then picked up 3 points at the second hole and another 2 at the third. The Darkies Club is in Mbangeni and is affiliated to the KwaZulu-Natal Golf Union. Sizolwetu's drive on the 155-metre par 3 a little off target, but the recovery chip shot was outstanding. and that put them well in range for a par and 3 points. Sizwe to over the putt. And in the windy conditions, he holds his nerve to hole out the putt. 3 more points puts the pair on 8 points after 4 holes. A significant development in the Windhoek international pairs this year has been the addition of the ladies pairs. In the past, ladies competed in the same division as men or in mixed teams. This year, 2 pairs, the winner of the ladies section and the invitational section, will travel to Portugal. This is the mother and daughter pair of Elfra and Nikki van Wyk, one of the 8 ladies combinations. Having begun at the 17th, they reached the 4th hole with 7 points. The blustery conditions made it tough, and Elfra just missing out on the birdie and 4 points. She had a 2-foot putt for par, and duly drained it as the Van Wyks picked up 3 points to move to 10 points after 5 holes. A very competitive first round for the ladies at Omea. Aletta Matthijssen and Lisa Marie Smit from Strand leading with 35 points. In second place, Leslie Thompson and Karen Taylor from Mount Edgecombe Country Club, one of the 2 pairs from Mount Edgecombe in the ladies' tour. A feature of the Omea course is the incredible bird and wildlife. Those who get to live and play golf here are truly blessed. Out of the men's competition, and this is Lester Lewis with his second at the par 5 5th hole. A diamond diver, Lester was partnered by Benny Basson. The pair represent Alexander Bay and they began their round at the 13th. Now it's Basson's turn. Note the unusual reverse grip pioneered by the great Papa Segolem in the 60s and 70s. Benny's a warrant officer in the South African National Defence Force. Nice backspin and a good result. Also at the 5th were Lawrence Volskink and Ludik Maritz, who had a reasonable start. Maritz is second into the green. He just rolls into the fringe. A long-range birdie chance perhaps. Back with Lewis, who also had a long-range birdie putt for 4 points that would move them to 27. This pair opted to drive from Alexander Bay rather than fly from Cape Town, the distance about the same. No luck with the birdie putt though. From the Mooinooi Club near Rustenburg, this is Mario Strydom's second shot into the 5th green. The dentist and his partner Piet van Schalkwyk had 26 points after 12 holes, and he was a little long and off the green. With the round nearing a crucial phase, they were in need of points as Strydom played a tricky chip shot. Again, a fraction too strong. Van Schalkwyk, at 10 handicap, is the president of the Northwest Golf Union, and would have been pretty happy with his 14 handicap partner as Strydom sank an excellent putt to make par for 4 points and put them on 29 with 6 holes to play. There's been little rain in this region since last year's event, and yet the course was in tremendous condition, a real tribute to the ground staff. This is the pair of Craig Pottinger and Frans Laabscher from Else Club Copperleaf. They were on 34 points as Pottinger followed up a good drive with this his second into the 6th green. Good shot. A chance for a birdie 3 at the short par 4. Good putt. Oh no, it fades at the last moment. No birdie for Pottinger and Laabscher. They had to settle for a par 4 and 3 points, taking them to 37. Now to Don Jennings and Conrad van Bosch from Kimberley Golf Club. They started at the 3rd hole. And playing the 14th, their 12th, are on 18 points. And after that superb tee shot at the par 3, have a great chance to move to 22 points with a birdie. The left-handed Jennings with a 5-footer. Oh no! Frustration for the pair from the Northern Cape. They really could have done with that extra point at this stage of their round. A tap in for par, 21 points after 12 holes. At At least they can smile afterwards. Returning to Sizilweto and Khadebe. The Mpangeni pair from the Darkies Club were on 28 points at the 18th. Their last hole, and they needed something special as Khadebe played his third into the par 4. Great shot. For a moment it looked as though it might just go in. Pendulo now with a knee trembler to end their round with a 3-pointer. Nicely done by the 11 handicapper. Sizilweto and Khadebe completed their round with 31 points. Basson and Lewis obviously very comfortable in the windy conditions coming from the coastal town of Alexander Bay. They had 41 points on the Stableford scoring system, a really good effort for a 2-shot lead over 4 pairs. Having had to travel by road to get here, obviously not an issue for them.
We really appreciate the opportunity that Windhoek is giving everybody across the sphere of golf. And I must say, if we are fortunate enough to make it through to the final 2, we will definitely, I think we'll be ecstatic in that respect. But certainly, this is a dream come true for each golfer, any golfer, amateur golfer on this level, and to interact with people, meet new people, it's just beyond reproach.
Following the day's play at Omea, the golfers returned to the Windhoek Country Club to join the participants in the Windhoek Lager African Golf Championship. The 6 golfers in this revamped competition received their trophies for winning their respective country competitions. We are back in Windhoek for round 2 of the Windhoek Lager International Pairs South Africa final. Very few things as spectacular as daybreak over the Namibian capital. The Windhoek Lager Africa Golf Championship was staged at the same time as the international pairs. Under the watchful eye of starter and former South African Open champion Trevor Dodds, Namibia's most successful golfer ever, the small field got the third and final round underway. And they included defending champion Namibia's own Likius Nande. Nande shared the joint lead with Kenya's Samuel Njoroge in a field of 6 players, with the sponsors revisiting the event.
After 5 years of running the Windhoek Lager Championship, we had to reassess and to look back to what the real objectives of the tournament were. And it was primarily to drive golfers towards golf per se. And we found that this wasn't happening, and that through the international pairs tournament, far more people were participating. If I just look at the Namibian stats, the international pairs went from 300 to 500 to 750 in 3 years' time. We've got nearly 20,000 people in South Africa participating. It says it by just the numbers. There is a place for it. And to recognise the top golfers in African countries is very important to us. And yes, I firmly believe that we should continue with it.
In 2018, Likius Nande made history when he became the first Namibian to win the Windhoek Lager Africa Golf Championship. This year he added another chapter when he defended the title. The Swakopmund player carded scores of 73, 77 and a brilliant 1/72 in the final round. He won with a 3-shot margin over the Kenyan Njoroge. Zimbabwe's Morton Kombai clinched the 3rd place.
For me, whenever it's the 3rd time playing it and the 2nd time winning it. So obviously when I come here representing my country, I want to do good. I practice so hard for this tournament because obviously everybody's looking up to me on performing good. So the aim is to never disappoint the people that come out to support. And obviously the sponsor, I know it's going to be a good feeling for them because they're the one who sponsored the event and they're from the country. So I mostly just do it for them.
And it won't be too long before we see Nande also representing Namibia in the Windhoek Lager International Pairs competition. This year, the very welcome addition of disabled or amputee golfers created a great deal of excitement. 4 players were invited, and the quality of the golf produced was so impressive that they've been invited to take part in the International Pairs Final in Portugal in November.
An absolute magnificent idea that they had. I mean, I was present last year when they had the individuals here, and I watched the pairs when they came and competed here. And also the South Africans, when they came out here, it was an absolute wonderful idea, and we really made it. It worked this year better than last year, I think. And the guys really enjoyed it. I think the wind really knocked us a bit today. But the course is in excellent condition for what we could have done so far, but I think it was brilliant, yes.
It's very personal. You're going to have 2 amputees with legs, 2 amputees with arms, and they're all going to play a different type of game. So as soon as you get a disability, you got to work around it, work it out for yourself.
I've been in America and the UK, and I tell you what, there's a lot of people that would love to do this. Especially, you know, when you take out the top 10, 20 of each of these amputees, the rest of the people doesn't get the chance to compete like this, and I think this will be a great venture for the future.
Yeah, look, I had a great partner, let's be honest. It's very, very different conditions here than what we are used to. But yes, I think it was a magnificent event, well planned, well executed, and we enjoyed every minute of it.
Inspirational stuff from the amputee golfers. As exciting was the decision to have a section for lady golfers. In previous years, the ladies competed as part of mixed teams. This edition was an immediate success, with huge numbers of female golfers entering the competition. In addition to the 2 pairs who will be progressing from the finals, there will also be a pair from Namibia joining the teams travelling to Portugal. Sally Ann Hyatt and Isabel Bax from Mount Edgecombe. Hyatt playing her second at the par 4 15th, their 12th hole. They'd scored 20 points over the first 11 holes, having scored 32 in round 1 at Omaha. Playing alongside them were Elfra and Nikki van Wyk, who also scored 32 in round 1, but were just ahead, having scored 22 points so far. Daughter Nikki second, and just stays on the fringe of the green. Now Hyatt from the bunker, big chance for them as the 11 handicapper strokes on this hole. Fine shot, she gave it every chance, but couldn't hold it. Now Bax, who hails originally from Belgium. She also strokes here, so if it goes in, they could take the lead. Oh no! Again, an excellent putt. So close. So Isabel has to tap in for a bogey 5 and 2 points. Neatly done. Taking the KZN pair to 22 points. Now to the Van Wyks. This is a vital putt for bogey by Nikki.
Yes, man.
Superbly done under some pressure. Those 2 points moves the mother and daughter pair into the lead on 25 with 6 holes to play. But it was Hyatt and Bax who did just enough to collect 38 points to add to their 32 for a final winning score of 70 points and book a place on that plane to Portugal.
We're very privileged to be through because I think last year it was just male only or mixed pairs. So they've introduced the all ladies pairs. And we were so pleased to make it through and now make it through to Portugal. It really is so exciting.
I'm very glad that they got the ladies in as well and that we represent a good group now. So I'm happy to go through.
And going with them will be the mother-daughter pairing of Elfra and Nikki van Wyk from Irene and Centurion. The pair carded 37 points in the second round to take top honours in the ladies section. On the course, they maintained a golfing partner relationship.
She's blood, I can't fire her. Very well. We've been playing a long time together, so playing league together and my knockout partner, so I know her very well.
I must say this is probably the best organised tournament I've ever played. We feel so blessed. We were saying the first day we got here, it was like, wow. So, yeah, in general, very ecstatic and happy about everything.
Yeah, I feel truly blessed.
Confirmation of the final scorecard. Excellent golf produced by the ladies, and no doubt the Namibian and South African teams will give a good account of themselves in Portugal. Back to the final round of the Windhoek Lager International Pairs, and plenty at stake for the players. The top 2 teams will join 9 other countries, including Namibia, in the finals in Portugal. Craig Pottinger now in a difficult position on the 15th at Windhoek Golf and Country Club. Very much in contention after their first round of 39 at Omaha. A fine shot on these hard greens. Also on the 15th, Mario Stradum with a long-range birdie attempt. He and partner Piet van Schalkwyk had scored 26 points to add to their 39 at Omaha. Wonderful touch by Mario. Now Pottinger with a birdie putt that would take them to 29 for the round. Not to be. Straight on for par and 2 points. Smartly finished by the dentist. They move to 28 points. Pottinger has an equally short bogey putt. They're also on 28 for the round now. Back with the Alexander Bay pair of Lewis and Besson. This is Lester Lewis's second into the 15th. He and Benny Besson are leading, having harvested 30 points so far. Besson's approach overshot the green. A short chip back onto the dance floor. Well controlled on these hard greens by the warrant officer. 8 handicapper Lewis now with his long-range birdie putt. A beautifully weighted putt by the diamond diver. Besson over his putt for par and 3 valuable points. Oh no! Agonizingly close, it stops on the lip of the hole and won't drop. Until nudged in by Besson. Now to the 16th hole and Besson with a really important putt for par. What a smooth stroke. Never looked like going anywhere else but in the hole. 3 more points takes Ian Lewis to 32 points on the day. They picked up 4 points at the 17th, and here in the 18th they need at least 2 to put them on a total of 77 and force a playoff with Van Schalkwyk and Strydom, with Juan Morrison and Darvel Leroux in the clubhouse on 79 points. This is Lewis's 5th, and had it gone in it would have given them the precious 2 points. A bold effort, but it's not to be. Besson was in the bunker. A miracle birdie from here and they'd win it outright. But he needs to get it close. And does just that. What a classy shot at clutch time. Besson strokes on this hole, so a par putt would give them 3 points and vault them into the lead on 80. He's played plenty of competition golf for the SNDF, but this perhaps the most important putt of his life. As you'd expect from a military man, nerves of steel. Superb stuff by Benny Besson and Lester Lewis after tension-racked second day's play at the Windhoek Golf and Country Club, the winners of the Windhoek Lager International Pairs South Africa.
Yeah, that feels great. That feels really great. That's what I can say.
A lot of pressure on you. You had to par that last hole, the 18th, to pull it through for your team.
Yes, the fact that you don't know the overall score, you just have to keep on pushing and try your best. I think we were just fortunate at the end of the day. It worked out well for us. It's beyond our imagination. We certainly will grasp it with both hands. And we can't thank the sponsors and the organisers enough, for what they've done. And the spirit in which the game were played were awesome. So we were really excited about everything that how it transpired and coming through eventually.
A one-shot victory by the pair from Alexander Bay, but behind them a really congested leaderboard. Piet van Schalkwyk and Mario Strydom from Mooinooi were tied in second place with Darvel Leroux and Juan Morrison from Kuilsrivier. With a second pair of tickets to Portugal at stake, it meant a playoff. Strydom, the dentist, with a crucial third shot at the first playoff hole. He needed all the same nerves and precision that he would need when pulling a tooth. He left himself a difficult putt to win it outright for his team. Darvel Leroux from Kuilsrivier has been very close to winning this event on previous occasions. In fact, last year he ended third. He needed to hold this putt to win it for his team and claim second place. He missed, and this meant Mario Strydom had 2 putts to win it for himself and partner Piet van Schalkwyk. Strydom was short with the first putt, but left himself with a little teaser to win the playoff and secures second place. Piet van Schalkwyk and Mario Strydom, runners-up at the Windhoek Lager International Pairs South Africa.
League, like I said, we had a lot of those putts for league wins, but nothing major like this. No, it's great. It means everything. I mean, that's what you basically play for. And it's so exciting, so we've been looking forward to this for probably the last couple of months. We've been practicing hard, so yeah, no, it's went well.
I've been now president of Northwest for 12 years, but it doesn't come close to this. This is the ultimate to represent your country.
Following a very successful 2 days of golf at Omea and Windhoek Golf and Country Club, a glittering prize-giving gala befitting such a great event. Wonderful work done by Africa's sports management team of Johan Scholz and Gerard Conradi, backed by a really committed sponsor, Windhoek Lager. The event celebrated amateur golf in all its forms, from amputees to women and the men who grind it out on golf courses around the country on weekends. Next stop, Portugal in November. Until then, goodbye. This program was brought to you by Windhoek Lager, the perfect beer after the perfect round. Windhoek Lager.